We like to imagine we're civilized, that our laws are built on logic, reason, and fairness. That's a comforting lie. Today, we're digging into the foundations, the very first attempts to force order onto chaos. And what you'll quickly realize is this: humanity's operating system has always run on two fuels: absolute terror and spectacular stupidity. These aren't just 50 weird old rules. This is the source code of our collective insanity. 1. Let's start gently, with a law that isn't about punishment so much as jaw-dropping absurdity. The Hittites of ancient Anatolia had a legal code that reads like it was written by a deranged farmer with too much authority, especially when it came to bestiality. They were obsessed with details. If a man slept with a horse or a mule, no punishment. Apparently, that was just adventurous behavior. But if he did the same with a pig or a dog, death. Why? The law doesn't explain at all. So please, drop your theories in the comments because historians are just as confused as we are. 2. The old Assyrian Empire believed social order could be enforced through fashion. Respectable women, wives, widows, daughters of free men, were required to wear veils in public. But prostitutes and female slaves, they were legally forbidden from wearing one. This wasn't modesty, it was a visual caste system. If a prostitute was caught wearing a veil, she was publicly stripped and beaten 50 times. Her crime? Dressing too respectably. 3. Ancient Rome had strong family values, terrifying ones. Under the 12 tables, the male head of household held patria potestas, absolute authority. He could legally sell his own son into slavery. If the son was freed, he went right back under his father's control. The father could sell him again. Only after being sold and freed 3 times did the son become independent. Childhood was a trial period. 4. Hammurabi cared deeply about quality control, especially beer. If a female tavern keeper watered down her brew or cheated customers on grain, she wasn't fined, she wasn't shut down, she was thrown into the river. Babylonian Yelpernews were final. 5. The Hittites return, this time with extreme price control. Everything had a fixed cost. A prized plow ox, 12 shekels of silver. A regular ox, 6. The hide of a bull, 1 shekel. They even priced live animals versus butchered meat. No bargaining. No discounts. The price was the law. 6. The Code of Ur-Nammu proved justice was never blind. It just squinted based on class. Divorcing your wife cost money, but how much depended on who you were. A free man paid a full mina of silver, a former slave 1/3. Marriage vows came with a class-based refund policy. 7. Ancient Rome, magic was illegal, but only the useful kind. The 12 tables outlawed spells intended to steal crops by singing them into your own field. Cursing a man? Acceptable. Cursing his wheat? Death. Agricultural black magic karaoke was a capital offense. 8. What if your property kills someone? Ancient Hebrew law had an answer. If an ox gored someone by accident, the ox was executed. The owner walked free. But if the owner knew the ox was dangerous and ignored warnings, both the ox and the owner were put to death. Negligence had consequences, immediate ones. 9. Romans eventually decided grief was getting a little theatrical, so they limited funerals. Only 10 professional mourners allowed. Women were banned from scratching their cheeks dramatically. You were allowed to be sad, just not too sad. Government regulated sorrow. 10. Back to Hammurabi and his surgical performance reviews. If a surgeon killed a patient or blinded them during an operation, the punishment was simple. His hands were cut off. One mistake, no second chances, ever. 11. Sparta wanted more Spartans. Bachelors were unacceptable. Men who refused to marry were publicly humiliated every winter, forced to march naked through the marketplace, singing songs about their own shame. Would public shaming still work today? Let us know. 12. The Hittites also had laws about bees. Steal a full hive, 6 shekels. Steal an empty one, 3. Even insects had depreciation value. 13. Ancient Ireland regulated cats. If you killed someone's cat, you had to cover its body with grain until it disappeared from view. Justice, but make it wholesome. 14. Ancient Qin China, grief was mandatory. Fail to cry at a family member's funeral, your eyebrows and beard were shaved off. Emotional compliance was enforced by law. 15. In Babylon, violence depended on status. A noble hitting a noble paid a fine. A noble hitting a commoner, no punishment. A commoner hitting a noble, 60 public lashes. Assault laws came with a VIP tier. 16. Ancient Egypt may have had the first anti-bullying law. Mocking someone for being bald was illegal. While others were legislating death, Egypt protected feelings. 17. Vikings treated insults as acts of war. Erecting an insult pole pointing at someone's land could get you declared an outlaw, making it legal for anyone to kill you. Trash talk had lethal consequences. 18. Hammurabi again, this time for wet nurses. If a baby died in her care and she secretly replaced it, her punishment was horrifying. Her breasts were cut off. Justice was literal. 19. Traffic jams aren't modern. Julius Caesar banned wagons from Rome's streets during daylight hours. Rush hour rage is 2,000 years old. 20. Trial by ordeal. Accused of witchcraft, thrown into a river. Sink, guilty. Float, innocent. Justice favored bad swimmers. 21. Athens invented democracy and exile. Once a year, citizens could vote to banish any politician for 10 years. No crime required. Popularity was dangerous. 22. In ancient Gorton, adultery fines were itemized by class. Free woman, massive fine. Slave, pocket change. Dignity had a price tag. 23. If a pig drank from your pot in Hittite society, that pot became unclean. Touch it afterward, you were unclean too. Solution? A ritual, a sheep, and a fine. Hope you enjoyed doing the dishes. 24. Leviticus banned mixed fabrics. Wool and linen together? Illegal. The original fashion police. 25. Solon of Athens canceled all debt slavery. Told the rich they couldn't own people anymore. Revolutionary. 26. Qin China punished entire neighborhoods for one person's crime. Failed to report your neighbor, same punishment. Collective fear was policy. 27. In India's laws of Manu, teaching a priest was forbidden. Punishment? Hot oil poured into your mouth and ears. Stay in your lane or else. 28. Roman law allowed property to become yours if you used it openly long enough. Legalized, you snooze, you lose. 29. Anglo-Saxons priced body parts. Thumb, 20 shillings. Little finger, 9. Justice by spreadsheet. 30. Vestal virgins who broke vows weren't executed. They were sealed underground and left to die. Honor came with horrifying terms. 31. False accusations under Hammurabi were deadly. Fail to prove it, you died. Testimony was a gamble. 32. Viking society assigned every life a price. Kill someone, pay their value. Cold, efficient, effective. 33. Women under the laws of Manu were never legally independent, from father to husband to son. Ownership legalized. 34. Find a human bone in Hittite land, prepare rituals, livestock, and a feast. Ignoring it was easier.
35. In Tang, China, suing your parents was a capital crime. Family loyalty over justice. 36. Ancient Irish hosts were legally required to treat guests well. Fail? Lawsuit. Airbnb with consequences. 37. Public slander in Athens came with instant fines. Trolls were expensive. 38. A wandering wife in Babylon could be divorced instantly or kept as a slave while the husband took another wife. Progressive times. 39. Moving a neighbor's boundary stone invoked divine curses. Property lines were sacred. 40. Rome banned nighttime gatherings. Paranoia was policy. 41. In Athens, objects that killed people were put on trial. Guilty roof tiles were exiled. Architecture was accountable. 42. Chinese astronomers who miscalculated the calendar were executed. One typo, death. 43. Cutting a Visigoth man's hair was a serious crime. Hair was freedom. 44. Stealing a corpse or its clothes was illegal in Rome. The afterlife had a dress code. 45. In Irish law, bees could owe compensation. Justice buzzed both ways. 46. Hittite arson laws required rebuilding houses, but not replacing lives inside. Structure mattered, contents didn't. 47. In Sumer, men could divorce for a fortune. Women who tried, thrown into the river. 48. Athenian murder suspects could exile themselves mid-trial. Freedom, but forever banned. 49. Garlic and onions were illegal for upper castes in ancient India. Vegetables were rebellion. 50. And finally, a Hittite law that sounds fake. If a wolf steals your sheep and you catch it, the wolf must return it. If you don't catch it, the wolf keeps the sheep. Legal ownership awarded to the wolf. So yes, these laws are absurd, brutal, ridiculous, but they were clear. Today, corporations poison cities and executives walk free behind legal fog. So what's worse, savage justice everyone understood, or civilized justice only the rich can afford? Pick a side in the comments. And if questioning the system feels like home, hit subscribe.